As a child growing up under the guiding hand of my mother, Kerry Kulkens, I remember sitting by the hearth on a winter's evening. I'd watch her hands, gentle and assured, as she lit a single white candle, its flame flickering yet steadfast, inviting spirits, hopes, guidance. Candles hold magic because flame is transformational. It changes, it dances, yet remains anchored. Fire has always been sacred across cultures, an element that bridges worlds. The candle's wax carries intention, each color, each scent, its height, and even the way the flame moves speaks a language older than words. Lighting a candle is a tangible act that says, here, in this moment, I invite change. Over the years, I've come to see that no tool in spellcraft or in spiritual ceremony offers such immediate presence. Green candle, spell for horse racing, channeling prosperity and momentum, the setting.
In the late 90s in Melbourne, I met a client. Let's call her Jess. Jess owned a stable on the outskirts of the city and believed in blending intuition with sport. She came to me before the Melbourne Cup, anxious about one fine thoroughbred, Emerald Flash, who had promise but lacked that final spark for victory, the green candle ritual. We prepared a simple but potent green candle ritual. Green, of course, is associated with growth, abundance, prosperity, and when applied to horse racing, momentum, stamina, and financial gain. On the eve before the race, in Jess's tack room, I set a green candle on a stable wooden stool, surrounded by sprigs of fresh mint for energy and clarity and a handful of oats for nourishment and strength. Jess held a lock of Emerald Flash's mane in her hand, and as the candle burned, we quietly visualised the horse bursting forward at the start, wings of energy under its hooves, carried by luck, strength and unity with its rider. We spoke quietly, no loud chanting, just aligned thought, swift and steady, prosperity riding in each stride. When the candle's flame wavered, we paused. When it steadied, we smiled. The outcome. The next day, Emerald Flash ran with unmatched vigour. He surged at the furlong, closing in steadily, and though he didn't win outright, he placed in the top 3, well beyond expectations. For Jess, that was more than a result, that was affirmed, and for me, it reinforced how a green candle, charged with intention and aligned with natural elements, could harmonise energy fields beyond the racetrack. Mauve candle ritual, releasing the weight of past blockages, a personal memory. In 2010, I reached a personal crossroads. Though outwardly confident, I held on to echoes of old grief, a protective shell around my heart formed by years of loss and over-responsibility as a daughter and a mother, a psychic and a firefighter. I avoided vulnerability, believing it was safer.
Maiden's light, the mauve candle. One late spring evening, I decided to hold a ritual for inner release. I chose a mauve candle, gentle, introspective, spiritual, and associated with healing, transformation, and letting go of what no longer serves us. I lit a simple glass candle in my home and sat quietly before it with a journal and a pen. Each flicker illuminated memories, the fear that had at times shut me down, the heartbreak I'd carried too long, the moments when I'd put others ahead of my own joy. I whispered, "Let old sorrow melt, let clarity flow in its stead." Then I softly traced the names and images I carried in my heart, breath by breath, letting the flame embody compassion for each memory. The aftermath. By the end of that night, I felt an unexpected lightness, like exhaling burdens I didn't even realize I'd been carrying. In the weeks after, I slept more deeply, felt more open to giving and receiving love, and was clearer in my intuitive guidance. That mauve, candle-soft, lilac-tinged flame helped release what remained unspoken. It showed that sometimes power lies not in will, but in gentle unburdening. Other colours, other stories, the tapestry of candle magic, red candle, passion, drive, vitality.
I recall a young client, Leah, who yearned to bring renewed spark into her relationship. She worked long hours and her partner felt overlooked. We performed a red candle ritual, lighting 2 red tapers side by side. We asked for warmth, presence, and mutual attention. Leah lit the candles while holding her partner's photo and a rose petal. Over the next few days, she reported experiencing spontaneous hugs, enjoying coffee in bed, and reconnecting. The red flame stoked dormant embers into flame. Word count friendly, this stays concise here, though the full article will richly describe the ritual's timing, her emotional shift, and how the flame responded steadily, bright, reaching upward. Blue candle, clarity, communication, calm. Then there was Arif, a widowed poet plagued by writer's block and unspoken grief. He came to me seeking a way to channel his feelings. We lit a slender blue candle for peace, clarity, the voice of the soul on a windowsill overlooking the bay. With each nightly lighting, he read aloud a line from his heart. The flame's calm was reflected by him, and over the fortnight he found his voice again. His poem, titled Azure Memory, which was later published, opens with, "I spoke to the candle at midnight and it translated my grief into light." Yellow candle, creativity, confidence, intellectual clarity. My daughter, studying for her university exams, was anxious and easily distracted. During a visit home, I offered her a yellow candle to light while studying. Yellow for mental clarity, confidence, and focus. She placed it on her desk and studied in its glow. The yellow flame anchored her mind. She reported feeling eased, with better recall and a warm glow in her thoughts. She did beautifully in her exams. Black candle, banishing new beginnings. Though black candles might seem ominous, their power lies in breaking chains. I once worked with a woman teacher who had endured a toxic workplace. She needed to banish negativity. With a black candle, we outlined the draining energy, naming it, then lit the candle and visualized it absorbing those chains. As the candle burned down, she felt the oppressive past lift. Shortly thereafter, she applied for a different role and within weeks began anew in a supportive school. Candlecraft, practical wisdom from the Kulkens lineage. I want to share how my family taught me to approach candle rituals practically, spiritually, and with integrity. Choosing the right candle colour aligns with the intent, e.g. green for prosperity, mauve, lilac for healing, red for passion. Material, beeswax burns clean and purifies energy. Soy or natural wax is gentle and ethical. Size, shape. A tall pillar invites sustained focus. A votive or tea light is intimate and discreet. Scent. You may choose unscented for purity or scented, e.g. lavender with mauve for calm, mint with green for clarity. Preparation. Cleanse the space with smoke, eucalyptus, rosemary, or sound, tuning fork, gentle bells to clear stagnation. Set intention, hold the candle, whisper or think your aim. Speak it aloud if led. Anchor with objects, herbs, crystals, photos and written words. Create a meaningful altar around your candle. The ritual moment. Lighting, do so with reverence. A match or flint evokes connection. A lighter is a modern convenience. Watch the flame. A steady flame shows harmony. A flicker may signal resistance or the need to recalibrate. Speak or visualize. This is the energetic current of your intent flowing into the flame. Closure. Let the candle burn as long as it is safe. Once finished, offer thanks. If necessary, bury the remains or release them respectfully, e.g. into running water for water-based banishing. Teaching moments, candle magic in community and mentorship. Over the years, I've shared these practices in metaphysical classes and workshops. One vivid memory, in 2018, I hosted a rural retreat, blending palmistry circles with candle rituals. Participants lit candles that resonated with their personal challenge. One young farmer chose amber, a blend of gold/yellow hues, to bring stability and prosperity during drought. Within weeks, new streams of partnership and local support opened up for her. It wasn't just symbolism, it was the communal energy, shared belief, and aligned intention that made change tangible. A reflection, why candlelight still captivates physical and spiritual. The candle brings the intangible into form, accessible yet profound. Anyone, anywhere can light a flame, set intention. Transformational, as wax melts, the past gives way to fluid hope. Mystical lineage, from ancient hearth fires to modern hearth candles. This act ties us to generations of seekers. Closing story, 7 generations, 1 flame. It was during my grandmother's funeral, she had carried our lineage with quiet grace, that I lit a pure white beeswax candle, unadorned, its flame unwavering despite the wind in the room. As I lit it, I sensed all 7 generations gathered around that light. No words came, just the flame steady amid sadness. In that moment, I understood. Each candle we light in ritual carries ancestral energy, and every flicker is both fragile and eternal. That flame lit the path for me as Kerry Kulkens' trademark spiritual guide, teacher, mother, psychic, and today, through my daughters and grandchildren, I feel that lineage continues. The candle isn't just a tool, it is a bridge between past and future, the seen and unseen, our heart's intention and the world's response.